The suffering just couldn't stop. There had to be more, right? Timberwolves going to Denver, where the Nuggets are the 1 seed in the Western Conference. It's the 1 versus the 8 matchup as the Wolves got the 8. Nuggets have been insanely good at home. We lose by 29. Timberwolves with an absolutely pathetic performance. Our offense was entirely abysmal. I'm here to fill in depressing details I forgot. Denver also was completely collapsing towards the end of the season defensively, so they've been really bad, and then we drop 80 tonight, so yeah. Underutilization on offense is hard to comprehend, and I can't explain all of it. I think a big part of it is ball stopping, ISO, poor play out of our stars, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and not utilizing our very good, disciplined, smart, playmaking point guard in Mike Conley. Only gets 5 shot attempts, 3 assists. And usually the things I say that are negative with Conley are just that we don't get enough of him. And that's kind of what my old gripes were when we were very Karl-centric in doing our idiotic wing ISOs that are always terrible for the flow of this offense. And Cat was really bad in this one, had a terrible shooting night, and then in the second half would start that one with just turnovers and just kill the flow and vibe of this team to start that half. So there was no chance of recovering after an 11-point deficit at half that would balloon up to about 30 going into the fourth. As bad as Cat was, Gobert was maybe worse. He was miserable in this game, lethargic at many points, and overall hot, piping, rusted garbage. 2 players that were pretty solid in the first half were Kyle Anderson and Anthony Edwards. They actually gave us some offensive punch. Slow-mo with a fair amount of floaters, especially in pick-and-roll game. Anthony Edwards being able to attack the rim because the Nuggets have 0 rim protection, which is something the Wolves should be able to eviscerate, especially with great drivers, leading center in the NBA last season in drives, Karl Anthony Towns. Anthony Edwards, a driving machine. Jalen Noel off the bench, who never stops going to the fucking rim, but struggles getting minutes. He would actually get 21 in this one, although most of those were when the game was already out of hand. He needs to get a lot of minutes in this series if they're going to do anything, which I don't think they will. I thought Nuggets in 5 before tonight, and that's kind of what I'm going to stick with. But Noel can abuse their terrible rim protection, and he's one of the best players on this team to potentially do that. Especially important to go to him over Jordan McLaughlin, who's had a really down year, and in Game 82, the 2 play-ins, and this game has had some insanely bad stretches that are basically the opposite of everything good about Jordan McLaughlin. And he's an undersized guard that can't shoot the ball well. So if he's not gonna make smart decisions out there and be disciplined, he can't be out there. And in typical Timberwolves fashion, the players that are actually doing well have to take themselves out of the game. Anthony Edwards scoring well in the first half, picks up 4 fouls early in the third quarter. The 4th being on a 3-pointer by MPJ, who was outworking this Timberwolves squad like crazy. Slow-mo's instance of owned a kicking I didn't mention. It was a flagrant foul that easily could have got him kicked out of the game and interaction with Brown. So since Slow-mo was doing good, he almost got himself booted too. Yeah. And we would also get out-rebounded by 16. Yeah, the team with 2 7-footers. You got Gobert, you got Cat in the starting lineup. It doesn't matter. We're a terrible rebounding team. 26th, I think, defensive rebounding, 27th offensive. We're no Posey on that end. We suck at boarding. This didn't fix anything. We just lost our number 1 offense last season. We were basically the Sacramento Kings this year, and now we can't score at all. 80 points in that game. 37% shooting. We're a good defensive team now, but we completely lost our offense, which was the best in the NBA. And we're still immature, we still blow leads, still can't rebound, and now we can't make free throws at all. I don't know what is going on with this. Even good free throw shooters, like Cat misses 2, we just barely get over 50%. This is not a situation where it's like, oh, run it back with a little more health, a little more experience, and maybe it'll work. No, this isn't the fit. I don't trust Finch at all. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns do not complement each other. They don't play well together. And the Towns and Gobert thing. Gobert was the worst all-star they could have picked to go out and do this trade for. Just despicable. I'm just going to end it because if they won't end my suffering, I will. This video's done. I'll update you with the next bit of pain, I guess. Christ.